Hi everyone, this is a quick video to emphasize the importance of product catalog in Dynamics 365. I'm just gonna go ahead and talk to you a bit about products, price lists, items, unit groups, units, and how to set it all up, add it in opportunities, and that's it. It's meant to be a very short video. I'm not going to include any product families or product bundles, so they'll be without the product families or product bundles. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you this opportunity. You can see here, I've got a business. I'm going to sell flowers. I'm selling flowers for a spring party, for Adventure Works. I've got a contact and everything else. With the product catalog, we can use various bits of information and various parts of functionality to use the full, the full one suite. We need to go here. So when we go here onto product line items, we need to make sure that our revenue is system calculated. So once we make sure that this is system calculated, this is when, as we add products onto our opportunity, we'll see some figures going on around here about the estimated revenue, any discounts that we might want to add, and the value of our products. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a product. Creating products is not something extremely simple to do. So I'm just going to show you my way of doing it. You can see a full list of how to on Microsoft's documentation. But if you just want to have a quick way of doing it, here it is. So I'm just going to go on to the product catalog. Within the product catalog, we have here families and products, discount lists, price lists, and unit groups. But today I'm just going to go into families and products. So I'm going to start everything from this menu here. So I'm just going to go and add the product. So you can see that you will see actually that as we go along with this product creation, even though we do have some dependencies here, we can just create them as we go along in cascading view of some pop-ups. So it's not necessary to first create unit groups or price lists, or even descriptions or discount lists. We can just create all of them as we go along. I am assuming at the moment that I'm recording this video that you actually know the purpose of price lists, items, unit groups, units, and discounts. Right, so let's just go ahead. I've got this product details over here. It asks me for a name. As I said, I'm about to sell flowers, so I'm just gonna sell roses this time, right? So my product name is a rose. So with this name, I also have to add a product ID. I'll just put R01. This is useful if you've got like a catalog of available products with a picture. Maybe you can add the picture here as well. So this is why this ID might be useful. And I can see here that I've got some other mandatory fields. So I'm just going to go onto unit groups. If I click on here, I'm just going to create a new unit group. So if I just click on look up more records, I can click new, and this brings me to my unit group form designer. So I'm just gonna create a new unit group here. This is how we create a new unit group. We could also go through settings, unit groups, and create a new unit group. But if I want one quickly now for my product, I'll just go here. So my name would be Spring Roses. for example. And my base unit name will be Spring Rose. So my base unit here is the very little quantity that I can actually have. So for spring roses, I can have 1 spring rose, and this is my first unit within my unit group. So if I click here, save, we can now add, so we have a name for our unit group, and we could now add more units to this unit group. The point of this, so I just went here and then units. If you click here, you can see my first unit group that was created is my spring rose, and it's my base unit. We know this because it doesn't have another base unit connected to it. So this is the parent. We will need a new unit because in my case, I'm never gonna sell just 1 rose. I'm always gonna sell at least 5. So therefore I can't allow my salespeople to sell 1 rose or 3 roses or anything like that. So I'll sell at least 5. So I'll just say 5 spring roses, just to make it relevant, and my quantity is 5, and my base unit here, you could see, is my spring rose. Right, and we can save this now. We could also save, so if we want to actually sell these in batches of 5 or 10 or I don't know, 25, we can do this as well. The way we do this is, I'm just going to close this down. We can see here already that I've got 5 spring roses with a base unit of spring rose, and I'll have a quantity here as well of 5. So I'm gonna have 5 spring roses, right? That sounds about right. And now I can just add a new one again. So if I add a new one, I just wanna show you here the hierarchical view. So how we can use this unit. So let's just say that actually I want to sell these roses as 5 at a time, or maybe in bunches of 20. So 20 spring roses. So why I'd like to do this is maybe I'll have different pricing because they're just, you know, buying more, and I'll have one price for 5 roses and another one for 20. But my quantity here, so what I can do here, if I have my base unit as the 5 spring roses here, then I can have the quantity as just 4. If that makes sense? So I can save this down. Oh, I could have done save and close, so I can just close this down. And now I can see that I've got 20 spring roses with a base unit of 5, and it's like 4 of these 5 spring roses. So this is how it will work. I could have said 20 of spring rose, but you know, it would be easier like this, just to organize our information. Right, so now we have a unit group. We can just close this down. This is a new thing actually in Dynamics 365 v9. We used to be able to add unit groups in a different way, but now as you go to the unit group, you have to, you know, you have to go to related records here. You don't have the menu on the left over here just to add, you know, your spring roses. This is something just to bear in mind. Right, so I can close this down, and now I can see that I've got a unit group, so I'll just add it here. So I've got a unit group, and it asks me about my default unit. So my default unit will be 5 roses, right? So this is my default. This is my, you know, absolute minimum that I'm gonna sell. my default price list, I'm just gonna leave it for now. You can see it's locked as well, so I'll have to save my record first before I can actually come here and select the price list. Decimal supported refers to refers to my price. So for my roses, what will I choose? Do I want any decimals at all? I probably want to. Normally I just want to. Maybe we have, I don't know, 20 pounds and 5p. I don't know. Maybe. So just in case we need this decimal supported parameter just set up here. So if I go here and save it, we can see here that it says, oh, warning, a default price list has not been set. That doesn't mean that I can't just save this product. It only means that they recommend that we should. This is a recommended field with the blue plus sign. So they recommend that we should have a default price list for this. So let's just go ahead and create a price list. So a price list, once again, it's a list of my products with a certain price on it. We can have more price lists for the same product. We would use that, in our case, we're selling roses. This might be seasonal. They might have one price in the summer, another price in the winter, so we can set up by changing the price lists. Or it can depend on geographical areas. Where are we actually selling these roses, or what are we doing with them, stuff like that. So for now, I'm just gonna select a default price list. Again, look up more records. This is just an easy way to add more records, more related records, instead of just going onto the main menu. I always just click on look up more records and then click new. So now I'll be able to add a price list. A price list is just a container for my price list items. So my price list items are actually a reference to my product and a price. So I'm just gonna say rose price list. So this is my rose price list. It's for sales. I can have a start date and an end date. This is, reasonable for my seasonal sale, for example. But you have to be careful because this is not something automated within Dynamics 365. So you'll have to create your own mechanism to manage this information. Right. So once we got here, we can see that lower down we've got price list items. In order to add price list items, we first need to save the parent record, which is our price list. So once I've saved it, you can see here is my rose price list, and it says that it's got no price list items. So it reminds us that we should just add price list items. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna click here to add a new price list item. So as I said, my price list item is actually a reference to my product on this price list, right? Now, very interesting, I cannot normally use products if they are not active. Our product is in a draft state. You can see it here. See, this is a draft state. I have to publish it to be able to use it. However, for our purpose to add it on the price list, we will be able to do that without activating it. So only for opportunities we'll have to activate it. But we'll get to it in a second. I'll go through it. Right, so here we are. This is our price list for our price list item. Our product is what we've just added now. So I think I can actually write it down. So it's spring rolls, I think. Didn't find it. I'll just say all products. So within all products, I will have spring rolls, hopefully, if I named it like that. Oh, maybe I didn't name it like that. And just see how I've named it. I've named it rose. This is why I can't find my spring rose, because I've named it rose. So I can just add it here. There we go. Here it is. And for what unit, so how much of it are we gonna sell? So for how much are we gonna set the price? So I'm just gonna go for 5 spring roses for now. And I've got a currency. I've got the discount list here. We'll go through it in a bit. And we've got the amount. So this will, let's just say this will cost £10 for 5 roses. Just gonna save this. Here it is. So I've got a price and everything else. But what if I wanna add a discount to it? So in order to add a discount to it, we can do it at opportunity level, or we can have an automated discount list over here. So if I click on this, I can just create one in a very similar way. I'll click on look at more records. I'll click on new. And this is roses discount list. Okay. Okay, cool. So you can see here that funnily enough, the discount list does have the old look and feel. So it didn't change it from as they did with unit groups. So unit groups used to look similar, but this is just an FYI. So I've got a roses discount list, but this is not very valuable unless I actually have discounts on it. So I can go here and select discounts. So you can see here that I haven't got any discounts, so I can just add one. So I've got here a begin quantity and an end quantity. So I'm just going to begin with 2. So again, 2 of my price list item, which my price list item has a unit of 5. So at minimum 10 roses, I'm going to start the discount up until 4. So from 10 roses to 20 roses, I'm going to have 10% discount. Right? And I'll create a new one. Oh. I think I've added a percent sign. Save a new. Yeah, it worked. So now I'm gonna have from 5 to 6. I'm gonna have 15%. Actually, from 5. Yeah, from 5 to 7 actually. Okay, cool. Now I can save and close. So I've got 2 discount lists for my price list item. I can just close this down because it's all done now. You can see my roses discount list over here. I can click add. It got selected on my price list item, which is on my price list. So if I save this, I can actually let's add a new item on my price list as well. I'm wondering if I've got another. So price list is the same. Product. Let's just see what other products I've got here. Become on records. Another flower of some sort, even though this is called roses. Maybe within roses we need to also add other flowers to make bouquets, maybe. So I'm just gonna add another product. No. All products. Because I don't want to add a new product actually today. So I'm just going to add this test product here as well. This is just for test anyway. So this is product on my rose price lists and my unit group. You can see how this product has their own default unit groups, and you can see it here. If we it sells in quantities of 10 or 20. We're just going to go ahead with 10. I'll just pretend this is a flower name. Okay, and we can add a discount list for it as well. Let's see. Roses discount list, because this is the same discount list that we want to use. And the amount is £20. Cool. So now if I close this down and close this, we can now start. You can see here, this is my price list. All good. This all looks good. I've got 2 price list items. I can just close it down. Okay. So once I'm here, I can just add the price list. I've got some properties here. If I want properties, I'm gonna have to, I can add a family hierarchy, but which we're not gonna do now, or we can add the properties one by one. We will just, we'll go through that in a separate video. So that's all it is with the product setup. I'm just gonna save it. In order to be able to use it, I need to publish it. This product needs to be active. The product lifecycle is draft, active, retired when we don't want to use it anymore, revise when we want to edit it, right? But only when this product is active can it be added on an opportunity. Otherwise, it won't be added on an opportunity. However, if it's retired, it will still live on past opportunities or in progress opportunities. You just can't add it if it's not active at that point in time. Okay, so hopefully I'll be able to go to my opportunity now and add some products. So flowers for spring party. If we add the products here, over here, product line items, we have to select a price list. So again, if we don't select a price list, we won't know how to add a product. CRM is very smart that way. It tells you must select a price list first. You must activate a product before using it. You must do this or that. So it's at least it's intuitive like that. So I'm just going to select a price list here. It's our price list that we've just created, the rose price list. And within here, I can add my product. I can add existing products or write-in products. I'm gonna try both of them. So for existing products, we can see that we've got within this price list two products. I'm just gonna add rows. So I'm just gonna add rows for 5 spring roses, and I'm just gonna add 4. So I'm just gonna add 4. It's saved. I don't know if you realized, but as soon as I've added 4, not only it created my extended amount, but it applied my discount as well. So my 10% discounts here, right? So it was supposed to be 40 pounds, it's 36 pounds. So it's pretty cool. So I'm also gonna add the test product that I've set up. Right, so for this test product, I'm just gonna add 1. I've got no discounts. These discounts are to add some more. Our one was percentual, if you remember, so I can just give a manual discount. Maybe this is a good, very loyal customer for me. Sorry about that. I went onto the product. Just gonna go back quickly. Right. So I can go here and make a discount of 5 pounds. Just to see how this thing works again. Right, I'm just gonna delete this and say I'm gonna add an extra discount of 5 pounds. Right, so that's it. And you can see here, but I'm actually on a different opportunity. I just want to go back to my opportunity to make my point. This is my opportunity. This is where I want to do my discount. As you can see, it can be a little bit fidgety. If you click somewhere the wrong way, it's very quick to take you to that entity. But with patience and with a little bit of practice, sure you'll do just fine. And the last thing on this list is to just add the writing product as well. So let's just say that I'm gonna add a red rose as well, just because I definitely want a red rose. Right, so for this, I can actually edit all of the fields. It took me to my opportunity line. I've got my red rose. My unit can be selected already if I have one. Otherwise, I can just create one. But I'm just gonna give it a price, so it'll be 30 pounds and be a quantity of 7. Cool. Right, I'm just gonna close this down, actually save it, and then go back to my opportunity. You can actually click back and it'll work. Cool, so here it is. It's 30, and I probably want to give a discount because they've 210 pounds. So my discount would be 50 pounds. Okay, so you can see how these figures change as we go along. This, you can see how I've got an estimated revenue, and you could also see how I've got this detailed amount and everything. I can give a discount per opportunity as well. So if I put an extra 10%, it will recalculate it again. So yeah, this is pretty cool. That's it with setting up the product catalog with regards to products. units, unit groups, price lists, and price list items. And this is how they all tie in together. You can see how it changed the value here as well. So it all works very well if we set it up correctly. Thank you very much.